In today's video, I'm sharing the secrets to enjoying a calm morning no matter what. Hello everyone, Jennifer L. Scott here, and welcome back to the Daily Connoisseur. I'm the author of the Madame Chic series and Connoisseur Kids, and I love routines. I have routines for various parts of my day, and the most important routine I have is my morning routine because it sets me up for the day. In today's video, I'm going to share 10 secrets that are going to help you have a calm morning no matter what happens, and I truly mean that. Tip number 1 is to wake up naturally if possible. So what that means is to not set an alarm clock. Now I know that a lot of people need to set an alarm clock because you need to be somewhere at a certain time, or if you don't set one, you'll just sleep forever. So I get that. If you do have to use an alarm clock, make sure it wakes you up with a sound that is pleasant, not one of those jarring sounds, you know, like or or you know, even that typical ringtone sound that most people wake up to. Try to make it something else, and I think most phones can adapt to this. You can set the alarm that you want. I'm sure there's tons of apps or even alarms that you can buy that wake you up in a pleasing way. Now, I don't set an alarm clock, and I wake up anywhere between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. And that's fine with me. I'm not thrown off if I wake up at 6, and if I wake up at 5, it's a bonus because I have more time in the morning. Tip number 2 is to have a morning routine that speaks to your own needs and desires. I love to share my morning routine on YouTube, and I love watching other people's morning routines, and everybody desires something different in the morning. So some people really like to get in an intense workout. Some people want to do long bouts of meditation. Some people might want to journal for a long time. Some people might want to take a cold plunge. It's going to be different for everybody, and there's no right or wrong answer. The right answer is what is best for you. What do you want to do in the morning? If you can figure out how to implement that in an intentional way, then you have a morning routine. Having a routine that you stick to every day will actually help you have a calm morning because you know what to expect, you know what to look forward to. You start to become a connoisseur of your own routine, and you tailor it to just be absolute perfection for you. This is much better than absolute chaos, like not knowing what's happening every morning. And I've been there too, and that's why I'm able to make this video. Now, here's the key. Let's move into tip number 3. Avoid getting angry or flustered if your routine is interrupted. So yes, we must plan the morning routine. I have mine like down to several steps, and I love every step of it, but I would say about 30% of the time my morning routine is interrupted and I have to stop what I'm doing. Now, this used to be a great source of frustration for me, and I used to feel a sense of urgency, which we'll get to in just a second, about this, but there's nothing you can do about it if your morning routine is interrupted. And I want to share a quote from Lao Tzu here, who said, "Be still like a mountain and flow like a river. The best way to live is to be like water. The softest things of the world overcome the hardest things of the world." So we need to be fluid like water. Let's say you're a third of the way through your morning routine, you just finished your journaling, and you're about to jump on the rebounder. And then one of your children wakes up and they need things. They need breakfast or their diaper changed or something, and you're not able to do that anymore. This is the critical moment where you pivot gladly. You know, it's a good life lesson because things don't always go smoothly. They don't always go the way we thought they were going to go, and we don't always get what we want. And so it's actually character building to stop what you're doing and to end up doing something else in a way that doesn't take you down. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I'm going to share the sponsor for today's video, which is Thesis. And if you are having a calm morning, chances are you're going to want to project that into the afternoon as well by feeling your best. Thesis helps people find the right blend of nootropic ingredients for their brain chemistry. Nootropics are nutrient compounds that can improve your cognitive function. They're a powerful and natural way to boost your mood, motivation, creativity, and focus. So the first ones that I tried were the Clarity Pack, and what I experienced was pretty cool. I experienced a definite boost of energy and of focus, and it was in the afternoon when I normally have a bit of a slump, but I didn't have that jolt from caffeine. They are made with clinically studied, naturally derived ingredients like lion's mane, ashwagandha, and mango leaf. First, you take a quiz and you answer questions about your lifestyle, habits, and goals, so Thesis can help identify the best nootropic blends for you. And then you get your starter kit. Your first month with Thesis is about discovering the blend that best fits your brain chemistry. So you receive a kit with 4 different blends to test over 4 weeks. The right blend will make you feel more awake, focused, and productive. So take the free 3-minute quiz to find out what your brain needs. Click my link below and use my code to save $60 on your first purchase when you sign up with Thesis. Tip number 4 is to include some sort of stretch if you can. Now, I tend to be very tense when I wake up. Like my body, I don't know if it's like when I'm sleeping, I tense up, or maybe my neck was in a bad position while I was sleeping. So I do this neck stretch, and you're seeing it on the screen here. And I shared this in my recent morning routine video, so I'll link that as well. But I do this neck stretch every morning. It's something that even if my morning's interrupted, I still have time to do the neck stretch. And it has helped me so much. I'm addicted to doing this stretch. So you could do this stretch, or maybe there's something else that feels better for you, like touching your toes or stretching your hamstrings or something like that. But find that stretch that really wakes you up and makes you feel good, and incorporate that into your morning routine if possible. Tip number 5 is do not allow a sense of urgency to penetrate, no matter what. Okay, this is the whole reason why I did this video. Many of you know this is like my favorite quote of the year that I've come across, and I wrote it in my Commonplace book. And it's by Matthew Weatherly White. And he says, the most important thing I do each morning is steady myself by not allowing a sense of urgency to penetrate. And when I heard that, I thought, wow, that's what I do. Even though I try to have a calm morning with my routine and everything I set up, I allow a sense of urgency to penetrate. I start to panic when like all the kids want something, or I have all these emails I didn't get to, or maybe we're running late. Just like a million things could be happening. I start to feel a sense of urgency, and then I rush, and my breath becomes shallow, my posture becomes kind of like bad, and my shoulders are tight, and all of these things. I'm done with that. I do not allow a sense of urgency to penetrate. Yes, lots of people want things from me in the morning. Yes, my inbox is full of demands, and I'm sure that you are no different. I'm not allowing any sense of urgency to penetrate anymore. I am so calm. And so that's tip number 5. That's the whole reason why I did this video. And it'll look different for you. But just notice when you're triggered to feel like you need to rush, or you start to get stressed, or you feel like doom is impending. That's when you say, stop. I'm not allowing a sense of urgency to penetrate right now. There is no need to be rushing. There's no need for urgency. I am going to continue in a calm manner no matter what happens. Of course, there are things that you can do to ensure that your day doesn't have too many catastrophes in the morning. And that brings us to tip number 6, which is to prepare as much as you can the night before. So my children go to a campus a few times a week as part of their homeschool experience. And I would get so stressed on the mornings when they needed to go to the campus, because I'd be making their lunches. It would really throw off my routine, and it added so many more steps to my morning routine. So an example of this is that I prepare their lunch the night before. This is also why I set the table for breakfast the night before, and why I do absolutely everything that I can the night before, so that in the morning I'm not completely bombarded by this massive to-do list already. And that really helps with my sense of calm. And if you have children, if you could encourage them to get ready the night before, for them to lay out their clothes that they're going to wear the next day, to know which shoes they're going to wear, where their backpack is, have they done their homework, all of that type of thing. Encourage them and empower them to be ready as well. And so hopefully you can all have a calm morning together. Tip number 7 is to cope with stressful circumstances in the calmest way possible. So my kids and I have a joke, because I don't like to yell at them. I mean, who does? Who likes to yell at their kids? But every parent has probably at some point found themselves yelling at their kids, especially if you're trying to get out the door. So instead of yelling, because I'm really sensitive to that, I do what my kids and I fondly refer to as creepy doll voice, where I get really low and I talk very quietly and very slowly, because this just helps me. Instead of going like this and talking like this, can you please get your thing? You know what I mean? That energy of like aggression, trying to get them to get ready. And I have done that for so long, I'm not doing that anymore. So now I do creepy doll voice. It's so funny because they say they hate creepy doll voice more than me yelling, so they respond to it quicker. And I'm not trying to creep them out, but what I do is, you know, if I'm trying to get them out the door, instead of yelling at them to get their shoes on or whatever, I'll say, can you please get your shoes on? Thank you. I will be, you know, and I'm like very calm, very like low voice, and trying to be as calm as possible. It's now become kind of a joke in our family, and they respond well to it because it's not as stressful as the yelling. Tip number 8 is to maintain your dignity. So one of the mottos of the channel is keep calm and remain classy. And that's what I want you to do in the morning. This encapsulates everything from your appearance to your mannerisms to your demeanor. So it does help if you don't look like a hot mess, you know? If you look put together, even with your pajamas. So I recommend wearing sleepwear that is presentable, or putting on loungewear that is presentable, because it helps you command the morning better and it can help you feel calm. Don't forget about your posture, your breathing, maintain your dignity. And I say this because my own dignity has flown out the window too many times, where I lose my temper, I get all flustered, I get angry, you know, and it's like, if you look like a hot mess while that's happening too, it just makes it all even worse. So there's something about dressing well at home that helps you maintain a sense of calm and composure. The 9th tip to having a calm morning is to not take things so seriously and have a sense of amusement about it all. I mean, does any of it matter at the end of the day? Like really, 50 years from now, if you didn't get this workout in, or if you didn't do this or that, it's really not going to matter. What matters is your overall feeling and sentiment. Let's say you're having the worst morning ever, like the oatmeal boils over on the stove and you have this mess, you didn't get to do anything that you wanted to do, your morning routine was interrupted, people are running late. At that point, it's like you can either laugh or cry, and you might as well laugh. Like just have fun with it and just laugh. And just have a sense of amusement about it all, because does any of it really matter anyway? I mean, think about your life and the greater scope of things and the lives of your family members. I mean, just laugh at this point. And one of my favorite memories about my dad was that he would get really riled up easily about things. So I'm not saying that he was calm, but he had just the best sense of humor. And when things would go really bad, he would just start laughing. And it was just so fun to be like that and to be around that. So I tend to do that too, where I'm like, okay, it's just one of those mornings, I'm going to laugh. It instantly dispels stress and tension. And the final tip to having a calm morning is to check in with yourself regularly and self-regulate. I feel like that's like a fancy term. Dr. Chloe would be able to explain that term a little more, but it's something that I came across and it helps me in my morning routine. I tend to disassociate when things are stressful. And it's been known that people either go into fight or flight or fawn or freeze. I kind of do all 4 of those things when I'm stressed, and I really do tend to check out of my body almost, you know? So for me, it's really important to check in with myself. And going back to a previous tip, when I'm being triggered and I know I'm about to like get really stressed out, I just stop, I pay attention to my breath, and I'm like thinking, okay, it's happening right now and I'm getting really stressed out. And so I check in with myself and I breathe deeply and I just sink deeper into calm. One of the best Bible verses for this is be still and know that I am God. I like to think about that one a lot. Just be still and be calm and just know that you're being taken care of, even if it doesn't seem like it. So those are my 10 tips for having a calm morning no matter what, because you really do control your reality. You control your reactions and how you view things. You could choose to view things as like the worst morning ever, or you could view it as, well, that was an amusing morning. And just have fun with it. Like, what's better for you long term? We all know the answer. If you have any tips on having a calm morning, I would love to read them down below. Also, thank you to Thesis for sponsoring today's video. Take the free 3-minute quiz to find out what your brain needs. Click my link below and use my code to save $60 off your first purchase when you sign up for Thesis. Thanks so much for watching today, everyone. Have a calm morning and remain classy, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.